Hello, everyone. I am here today with Lyssa Coulter, and we are going to learn a little bit about her and her music. First of all, thank you for joining us. And why don't you start off by telling us about your background and what got you into music in the first place?
So much for having me. I appreciate it. This is super awesome. I guess what kind of got me started into music was my dad is a guitar player, and he has been for most of his life. I think since he was 8, I believe. So I grew up where he was always in the basement jamming out. Like it get to the point where me and my sister were like, "Turn the guitar down, just like turn it down." You could hear it all throughout the house. And then um, my mom also was big into music, just like the Billboard Top 40s at the time and everything going on then. A lot of pop music, a lot of like the 90s, early 2000s country music. My dad was a little more into the rock stuff. So I surrounded myself with music, or I was surrounded with music my whole life. And then when I moved out of the town I grew up into, Westboro, Massachusetts, I was introduced to a vocal coach who actually really got my start in music. I started training my voice so that I was able to grow and able to put something presentable, but she also taught me how to perform and how to start getting myself out there as an artist. And that's what really kind of triggered everything, which is cool.
Awesome. Can you tell us about any specific artists that you really look up to?
Yeah, for sure. So one of them, and I think like this is probably one of my number one, is Taylor Swift. I
Yes.
love her. Her early stuff is probably my favorite, but her newest album, like the writing on it, just gets me every time I listen to it.
Which is your favorite song?
Um, Illicit Affairs is my favorite. It
Okay.
hits so hard. It hits so hard. I love it. But I love her. Not only do I like what she's doing within like just her songwriting or whatever, I also really appreciate and look at her marketing skills. I'm a huge like music business person. I love the industry and the business side of it. So just seeing what she does through marketing is so inspiring, and just seeing her like route is so inspiring. I also really look up to the Goo Goo Dolls. I love them. I love their style. My friend Chris Moreno has a very similar style to the Goo Goo Dolls, and I love what he does, and I love how he brings that in. So the Goo Goo Dolls is another really big inspiration of mine. And then Kelsey Ballerini is actually kind of the reason I chose country pop music. So
That's so awesome. It's so cool how country blends all these different genres, and
for
country
sure.
pop's a big one right now, and you're totally fitted right in with that. Can
Thank
you
you.
tell us a little bit more about your songwriting and what inspires that?
Yeah, for sure. So my songwriting, when I first went into this, I kind of had a hard time figuring out what people like wanted to hear, and then I was like, wait, try again. What do I want to write about? And how can I
Yes.
put it in a way that people are going to enjoy hearing it? So I decided that something that I really related to is just life experiences, like overall, like whether it's heartbreak, whether it's getting through life, whether it's trusting life. I have my song that I haven't released yet, but it's called What I Can't See, and it's just about trusting the process. And I really wanted to create something for my listeners where they were able to relate on all different levels. So that's kind of where I go with my songwriting. My bigger inspirations for songwriting, I think, are, like I had said, just generally my life experiences. That's what I tend to go to a lot. But when I talk about songwriters and artists, again, I really look up to Taylor Swift on the songwriting side of things, and her whole team. Laura McKenna, who's actually from Massachusetts, where I'm originally from, absolutely love her writing. My friend Molly May, she is an incredible writer. She's again from Massachusetts. She is someone who really inspired or continues to inspire my writing. And then my co-writer on for a lot of songs on my very first EP, After Midnight, Roger Hagopian, he kind of taught me how to write. So I continue to look up to him and all of that.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about the performing side of it and any venues that you really enjoy?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I love the performing side. Like
Yeah.
this is a big emotional thought for me. Performing is my favorite. Getting to be in front of a crowd, even if like whether it's big or small, whether it's acoustic, full band, whatever the case may be. Obviously, the bigger, the more adrenaline there is. But just being able to put my music and like my thoughts and feelings out in front of a crowd is so incredible. I have an artist development company. I was talking to one of my clients about this earlier. The cool thing about artists is that we get to speak out. Like we get to use our voices and speak out, and that's not something everyone has the opportunity to do. So to be able to use my voice to speak out and help others is honestly just so inspiring to me. So to be able to take that to a performance is like honestly amazing. And then Favorite venues. I did Taste of Country Music Festival last year, and that was like so awesome. Like just like being on a mountain like was so cool. I also got to do Country Jam Colorado and Montana, which also were just so cool. Just to be like surrounded by mountains, it was like I can't even explain it. And then the crowds were huge, so you were just like the adrenaline just pumped so hard during it. I can't even explain the feelings that I had during those performances. So those were some of my favorite bigger performances.
Well, that sounds super awesome and like a beautiful setting too. I would love to hear more about your artist development company and if you have really any advice for new artists out there.
Yeah, for sure. So Cloud9 is what we named it because that's kind of the feeling that I was just like the instant thought was like I want other people to feel like they're on Cloud9 like I do. So we named it Cloud9. Originally I had a partner, but now it's just me as he had some other things to attend to with his personal life. But basically it's an artist development company for artists of all genres, all levels, all ages. We've worked with artists who literally have just started out with us and have been building up. And then we've also worked with artists who have been in it for 13 years and seem to be a little stuck and just needed that extra push or extra guidance or direction towards whatever path they were on. And we pretty much just guide artists through their career, trying to really discuss and target the business side of the industry. So we do things like songwriting, feedback, and things like that. But really, we talk about how to brand yourself, how to start booking yourself, how to go about a tour, how to have good social media numbers, how to create that super fan, things like that. But we also provide our web design and social media management and just everything that really goes into artist development. I think my biggest piece of advice for upcoming or like artists just starting out is love the business side as much as you love the creative side, because that will help you and bring you ways that you don't even understand. I'm finding that the business side, having that knowledge of the business side is so important. And just like also be yourself. I know a lot of people say that and it's super cliche, but I found that honing in on who I am as an artist is honestly the best brand you can have.
Such great advice there. Can you tell us about your new music and any ones that you have coming out the rest of the year?
Yes. So I actually made an announcement about this earlier on social media earlier this week. I'm actually not going to be putting out music until 2021. I decided that during this whole COVID thing, when we were in quarantine, I realized that I rushed so much through this industry. And instead of really focusing and honing my craft, I'm just like, I want to get things out there for fans. So let's go, 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 go. And I'm like, okay, we need to take a step back. We need to hone in on the writing. We need to hone in on the sound. And we need to see what we can do to take this a step further. So I'm currently in the process of writing and getting things together. I finally have chosen a producer that I want to work with, and we're going to start going into the studio October, November-ish, and then the first single is expected hopefully to be out in February if things go according to plan. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Well, now is the perfect time to take your time and really find yourself again. So we're really excited for that. And hopefully 2021 will be a great year for you and all of us.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully for everyone across
Yes.
the board.
Awesome. Well, that is all the questions I have. You've prepared something for us today.
Yeah.
Do you tell us about what you'll be singing and share it with us?
Yeah, for sure. So this is the single that I released last May. So it's my most recent single out, even though it was released last May. And it's called Cruisin', and I wrote it with Paige Davis, who's from up here in New England. And it's just a fun little summer tune that I put together, kind of like windows down, hands in the air, obviously if you're not driving, but just kind of like windows down with your friends jamming out type song is kind of the feel that we were going with it.
Love it. Let's hear it.
Small town, 30 miles an hour, blue sky, and that water tower. Big world, but all I know is you. To tell you the truth, and boy, the things we could do. When I saw you walking down the stairs, black t-shirt and the hat that you'd always wear. Grab my waist, yeah, it felt so right when you pulled me in tight. midnight, dancing around the kitchen, headlights. There ain't nothing missing. Feels like the world's at our feet. There ain't nothing to be when you fall into me. When I saw you walking down the stairs, black t-shirt and the hat that you'd always wear. Got my waist, yeah, it felt so right when you pulled me in tight. Oh, oh, 'cause I remember kissing you there, my hands in your hair, and I'm losing it. And I remember that late night call, said you catch my phone, and I'm cruising. And we're taking our time, giving all we have, living for today, never turning back, oh. 'Cause I remember your favorite song, yeah, we sing along as we're cruising, we're cruising. All this back and forth, we try to live in the moment, just hold it. When he tells you that you gotta give it a minute, just breathe it. 'Cause I remember kissing you there, my hands in your hair, and I'm losing it. And I remember that late night call, said you catch my phone, and I'm cruising. And we're taking our time, giving all we have, living for today, never turning back, oh. 'Cause I remember your favorite song, yeah, we sing along as we're cruising, we're cruising, we're cruising, we're cruising.
Woo!
Thank you.
Love it. Oh my God. I can just see that being played in like a convertible and then just like driving down the highway.
Yes, that is the goal.
There we go. Awesome. Well, so great. Can you tell us where our followers can find your music and you on social media?
Yes, absolutely. So you can find everything at lyssacoulter.com, but if you're just looking for specifics, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at Lyssa Coulter, and then on Spotify and iTunes, just my name, Lyssa Coulter, and all my tunes will show up there.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. I'm super excited for what's to come, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.